But first tonight, remembering Hurricane Katrina 10 years later. On August the 29th, 2005, Katrina made landfall in Louisiana, and when it was all over, nearly 2,000 people were dead across several states, over $100 billion in damage. At a ceremony today, Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal spoke about the fortitude of Louisiana's residents, strength seen throughout the Gulf region.
The people of Louisiana, of New Orleans, are madly resilient and tenacious. They just cannot be kept down. No matter how long the odds, they will fight and fight until they persevere, and they will overcome.
As New Orleans held a day of community service, folks in New England who traveled over 1,000 miles a decade ago to lend a hand are recalling their life-changing experiences. And our team coverage begins tonight with Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado.
Well, 10 years ago, Eyewitness News was on the ground on the Gulf Coast documenting the damage, and we spoke with Rhode Islanders who were helping with the aftermath. John Burnap remembers it like it was yesterday.
The most amazing experience of my life.
The Westerly native had just been reacquainted with the Red Cross when Hurricane Katrina hit.
And my phone rings and like, hey, are you interested in going to New Orleans? I'm like, okay.
He ended up managing thousands of other Red Cross volunteers at a shelter in Biloxi, Mississippi that was feeding hundreds of thousands of storm survivors every day. That's where we met him in 2005.
Keep people warm, take care of them, to deal with their immediate basic health needs.
He broke down in that interview, making an emotional plea for more volunteers.
I need staff.
Today, he's an emergency preparedness specialist, a career change he made after his life-changing experience on the Gulf Coast. He says you had to see to fully grasp.
Before I got here, I'm watching the news, TV news in Rhode Island, thinking, they're showing us, the worst images. They're showing us a piece here for sensationalism. I now see that every single mile along the coast is destroyed.
Those images still seared in his memory.
And I vividly remember a house sitting in the middle of a railroad tracks.
Burnap has returned to the Gulf Coast multiple times in the years since the storm, working for both the Red Cross and FEMA, where he saw he was right when he said this 10 years ago.
Our hardship is nothing. In 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we go home. The folks down here are going to be dealing with this for years.
And Burnap now has advice for storm preparedness here on the East Coast. He says as hurricane season is upon us, everyone should have 3 days worth of water, non-perishable food, flashlights, and batteries in their homes and cars. I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.